Before we get into the Twitter festivities, I just want to thank everybody because on the channel just crossed 1,500 subscribers. Now, I know that might not sound like a lot to a bunch of other people that are out there. I'm sure you're probably, just like I am, subscribed to a whole bunch of other larger channels, but I really do appreciate it because this is just a one-man op, okay? It's just me, my thoughts, this microphone, and the video camera that I'm talking into, okay? But at the end of the day, it all relies on you guys pressing the red subscribe button, and I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. It's incredibly humbling. I was hoping to get there by the end of the year. I don't like to make this all about me or anything like that, or really put my personal life out there, but I want to thank you all very much for doing that. And you know what? Hey, it brought a smile to my face this morning, and I couldn't thank you all in a more appropriate way than to do a follow-up on one of the more popular videos that have been out there on the channel here in the past couple of days, because I'm not one to really milk topics either, okay? Like, I think this is getting close to it, especially when it comes to this Twitter stuff, but this is all that a certain population wants to talk about right now. The people that for so long were so happy to say, oh my god, it's a private company, it can do whatever it wants, but now, now that everything's, it's not even that it's been flipped reversed, because there's still conservatives that are continuing to get banned. No. Now that there's equal application of the rules, and there's still some of those, you know, just kind of spurgy suspensions and account deletions that are still happening. Yeah, it's almost like the guy who's right there up at the top told us a week and a half ago that nothing has changed so far, okay? All of the same policies are in place, all of the same terms, nothing has fucking changed. So everybody trying to push the new narrative that there's a new guy in charge and oh yeah, he's allowing everything to happen, and it's like, guys, you still have to play within the same sandbox, okay? Nothing's changed so far. Change has been promised, but nothing has been delivered because they're still working on all this shit, okay? Christ almighty, they fired, what, 3,700 people, and now they're trying to call some of them back, and somehow some idiots out there think that that's somewhat of a fucking own. Cool. People that were getting laid off are no longer getting laid off if they want to come back. Otherwise, there's how many people out there just getting tech degrees that would be more than willing to come in and retake their position. It's like, okay, cool, ooh, big own right there. And then the same people, because I'm seeing them, and I don't want to call out anybody specifically by name, but there's a bunch of people that are just making the rounds right now. Ugh, could you imagine spending $44 billion only to, and then, you know, one idiot was like, oh yeah, I would just post memes to try to own the libs, and the other one was, oh, to silence any criticism that's online. Listen, those are guys who are very skilled in their own specific fields, but it's weird because there's an old axiom that's out there, okay? There's an old saying where it's, okay, don't take criticism, okay, or don't take the opinion of anybody that you wouldn't want the life of. And while I think that those two specific characters that I'm thinking of in my mind are very accomplished in their specific areas, I wouldn't trade positions with them at any point in time, okay? So whenever you see criticism, and this could just help you out there if you like to look at comment sections or just post or troll social media, okay? You see something that you disagree with, instead of taking it personally, just, you know, consider the source at the end of the day. And then also, if you want another little bite-sized piece of information that'll help you get through the day, the internet is not real. This isn't real life, okay? I'm real here, okay? I have parents, I have a sibling, okay? They're real people. I don't know anybody who's out there. I'm appreciative, once again, yeah, crossing 1,500 people on the channel, okay? And crossing 7.25 over on Rumble. I'm incredibly thankful for all you people, but chances are we're never going to meet in person. Not because I don't want to, and not because I don't think that you're fantastic people. It's just we're all spread across this big old fucking cerulean death orb at the end of the day. So basically, if it doesn't directly affect you, okay, if it's not affecting your bottom line, don't take it fucking personally, okay? But, hey, more people would be better served if they listened to that information, but nah, they're not going to, okay? They're all tied up, and you know, they're just big mad that other people are going to get that fucking verified checkmark that they've worked so hard for. Ugh, whatever. Elon Musk confirms Twitter employees sold verification badges behind the scenes. We talked about this with the last video that's out there, okay? What was it? Wall Street Bets chairman? He was dropping some spicy takes, and then Elon came in on the replies and said, yup. And then he extrapolated and he elaborated on this. So that's what I was looking for here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's the yup from Wall Street Bets chairman. Far too many legacy verified check marks were handed out, often arbitrarily. So, in reality, they are not verified. Musk wrote, you can buy as many as you want now with a Google search. Piggybacking off payment systems plus Apple Android is a much better way to ensure verification. Yeah, the people who are actually in the know. Considering, while none of the policies have actually changed, he's still taking a look under the hood so he knows exactly what's going on. The Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company, like, this dude's a success story. And again, yeah, like I brought it up beforehand to the people who were saying, could you imagine spending $44 billion? Can you? Like, these people, you have no fucking idea what it's like to deal with that much money. Or even, okay, just for the mere memes of it, okay, to buy a company, to spend $44 billion. What the fuck could you actually do? Nobody could, that's more money, okay? Like, I know how much it is, okay? But I couldn't fathom just waking up one morning, looking at my bank account and seeing $44 billion in there. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it, okay? I'm sure that you'd eventually find a way to maneuver appropriately, but just $44 billion on a whim just to own one of your less profitable habits. Hey man, there's a reason I said when all this stuff kicked off, it's impossible to know exactly what Elon Musk is doing. This dude is a fucking genius, okay, at the end of the day. Think of him whatever you will, but the man is fucking smart, he is accomplished, and he's the world's richest man for a goddamn reason. So no, getting mad what somebody else wants to do with money that is never, ever, ever going to reach your hands, okay, or benefit you in any form or fashion, you should probably just chill, okay, on taking offense for other people who don't give a fuck about you to begin with. Musk also confirmed that he carried out layoffs in recent days because the firm was losing more than $4 million per day. Everyone exited was offered 3 months severance, which is 50% more than legally required. That's why he ended up going to... These are just reports as well. I could have pulled that up as well, but regardless, we'll just get to the point of this, okay? You can fact check me if you like, but otherwise you can take me at my word. I might not always be right about everything, but I am honest with my interpretations. There are reports out there of Twitter reaching out to some recently severed people, okay, to come back and take on their job because more people were fired than what was necessary. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Isn't that normally a good thing? But no, spaceman bad right now, I guess. But even in the midst of a very contentious, and I think there's a very big reason behind, okay, the fact that the midterms are not going to go out the best way for the uniparty possible, okay, and that the orange man is maybe a little bit more popular than anybody really wants to admit at this point in time. All you need to do is take a look at the numbers and how well his endorsements are doing as opposed to anybody else, and you can just find the evidence that's right there. But no, Elon Musk is getting all the fucking smoke right now, okay? Everything that you hear, every fucking news outlet, because I troll through so many different ones in order to bring you the best information every single day. They're all talking about Twitter. They're all talking about Elon Musk and what the dude is doing, okay? But then again, not really. Some of the more less reputable outlets, they won't tell you exactly what he's doing, okay? Mostly because, well, everything that he does is in black and white, so they're trying to read between the lines in order to get the scoop that's out there. And it's like, okay, cool, wonderful, fantastic. But one thing Musk has been upfront and honest and consistent with is that he wants to make Twitter a free speech platform. Okay, now he's doubled down, tripled down. I don't know what he's on right now, but he's on a multiple of downing, okay? Free speech, even at the risk of direct personal safety, is the level to which he is committed to that principle. Elon Musk, late Sunday, that Twitter's mission is to become the most, not one of the most accurate sources of information about the world, while reiterating his commitment to free speech, even if it comes at a personal risk to safety to himself. Musk, self-described free speech absolutist, took to Twitter on a late Sunday to reiterate his pledge for open discourse on Tuesday. Now, considering the second half of this video, and once we get to the people leaving and being booted off the platform, okay, this free speech absolutist gimmick, you might want to put a pin in that one, because we can go ahead and either reaffirm that or debunk it in a moment. My commitment to free speech extends even to not banning the account following my plane, even though that is a direct personal safety risk. Yeah, of course, that one right there. tracking your movements, putting that on blast, dude. While it is publicly available information, then there is nothing wrong about that. Like, it doesn't violate any of the terms of service, okay? That's just confirming publicly available FAA records. You can track any plane that are flying from literally anywhere, okay? And that's technically all this Elon Jet account does. And yeah, he's 100% on point right there, okay? If he had a vendetta against anybody, okay, if he was trying to, I don't know, settle some long-held grudges, he would get rid of that account. But he doesn't. So that shows good faith, okay, at least in one instance. So your mileage may vary, but I see that as a principled man and acting his principles, okay? Musk's pledge to not shut down the jet tracking account drew a sympathetic response. Thank you for backing your commitment to free speech. Overwhelmingly, the followers of my account are supporters and admirers of your endeavors. Sweeney. That must be, okay, Jack Sweeney, who's running the account, college student Jack Sweeney, okay, wrote via Twitter on the Elon Jet account. Yeah, of course. And he runs, I think, also other different private jet accounts, okay? Normally tracking some of the elites that like to fly to some of those other climate conferences. It's very funny to see the hypocrites in action, but they would love to see those disappear, mostly because it kind of throws a wrench into their whole climate change. Oh, everybody just needs to do their part. Meanwhile, they're getting flued out all the way across the world, just flying them and a couple of their close friends. But it's fine when they do it, okay? They're just running those, I don't know, man. You don't see the top of their private jets, but they got like solar panels, and they make sure that the turbines spin extra quickly, so it's all run by wind. It's very complicated, and your stupid little pea brain wouldn't be able to understand the concept. But another day, another fact check for the fucking White House. This is getting bad. And why do you think all of the smoke is going towards Elon right now in the face of a detrimental, disastrous midterm election? And even some of the other tradcuck shills are coming out of the woodwork. I would bring in Ben Shapiro and his bait. Like, oh my god, it's got to be that time of year, okay? Because bad fucking Ben Shapiro takes are starting to pop up. Okay, cool. I guess he's thinking that Never Trump grift is going to be hot for the next year or so, but whatever. We'll probably save him for another day, because he seems like he's fucking gearing up for something retarded on the horizon. But, oh, can't say anything about him. Might end up catching a fucking ban for that, because everything right now, you criticize the Jew that's out there, and that's anti-Semitism. Swear to God, he should consider hiring Frosk so he's not the Daily Wire's resident bad take generator. Anyways, speaking of bad takes, coming from the White House, Twitter fact checks Biden's low gas price claim. Yeah, I've seen this one. It's like, okay, bro, I at least have enough short-term memory to realize that $3.19 per gallon across gas stations across the country, that's progress. Bro, you inherited gas prices at under $2 per gallon. How's that progress, okay? The immediate thing that you did, day fucking one, you stopped the Keystone XL pipeline and you banned fracking and drilling on federal fucking lands, okay? You artificially raised fuel prices out of spite, and because Orange Man is like super bad, guys, you have to understand we need to undo everything that he did, including the executive order that regulated and dropped insulin prices through the fucking floor. Because you need what campaign promises to go out there. It's like, oh, we're gonna lower medical prices. It's like you got rid of the executive order that already did that on day fucking one. Stupid. No, shut up. You're bigot. That's misinformation. Following Biden's post, which was just read it in full, I suppose. Right now, the most common price at a gas station across the country is $3.19 per gallon. That's progress. Cool. Okay, so Biden's post added context. Okay, that would be, I think, the birdwatch gimmick. It ended up adding context from its experimental fact-checking program, explaining what the most common gas price means. Biden is referencing the most common gas price, as opposed to the average gas price, which is $3.80 per gallon. Oof. As of, okay, yeah, November 6th. The most common is a mode gas price. Neither are wrong, and politicians tend to reference the one that is lower. The mode diminishes high gas states from the equation. Yeah, that was the additional context. And if you're going to be doing that for government accounts, I'm fine with that. But if you're going to be doing that to just regular individuals, that might be a bit of an overstep, okay? That's a conversation we can be having into the future, but if you're just going to have open propaganda like that, like, oh, take a look at average gas prices, because that's what he's trying to evoke. He's trying to evoke the idea that, oh, gas prices just continue to lower, okay? Because, again, something else that also gets referenced all the time, average gas prices, okay? Americans are paying less at the tank than they were earlier this year. True. In some places, okay, but it's still a far cry from what you inherited when you fucking took over. But hey man, that wasn't enough. You know what? Hey, adding that additional context, which doesn't disprove anything, okay? It just said you're referencing mode when, okay, you take a look at the average that's out there. It's about, what would that be, 60 cents per gallon, a little bit higher. So it's like, okay, cool. Here's just some context, okay? And I don't think Elon Musk was back there fucking typing the code and working and moonlighting over there at fucking Birdwatch to put the fact check on that tweet. It's like, okay, cool. So why are you so big mad on this one? But don't worry, as soon as Trump announces his 2024 presidency, all of this hatred towards Musk, oh yeah, it'll get shifted right over to Trump, and Elon Musk's just going to send him a little text message, THX. Anyways, Biden claims Twitter, under Elon Musk, spews lies all across the world, man. It's evil. Twitter's now just become an echo chamber of right-wing idiocy. Okay, cool. This is what happens, okay, when equal treatment gets applied out there, okay? High-profiled accounts end up spewing whatever information. Oh, God, it's so good to use those terms back on you. It's not so nice now, is it? It's almost like you shouldn't have been doing this shit to begin with. You shouldn't have written those policies that way. If Twitter was operating perfectly and appropriately, Elon Musk never would have entered the fray, but you fucked it up. Now you got to pay the consequences, because guess what? Rich man came in to buy a failing company. If it wasn't going to be him, it might have been somebody fucking worse. Count your lucky stars. It's somebody who seems to have a fucking level head about him. Anyways, what did old Uncle Joe have to say about this? Okay, at a Friday fundraiser event in Illinois for Illinois Democratic candidates, holy fuck, talk about preaching to the masses. Biden accused a new Twitter owner, Elon Musk, of spewing lies all across the world. Oh, okay, cool. At a political reception for U.S. Representatives Lauren Underwood and Sean Casten in Rosemont. Oh, great, a suburb of Chicago. How wonderful and fantastic. Biden said, and now we're all worried about Elon Musk. Goes out and buys an outfit that sends and spews lies all across the world. Wait, pause. Okay, is he making a tacit admission that Twitter was in the business of spewing lies and misinforming the world? Because that's kind of what that reads like. It's almost like Biden saying the quiet part out loud. Yeah, they're really getting ready to replace this old fuck. But more on that in a future video, anyways. But now that we got all of the tedious shit out of the way, what about those goddamn bannings that have been happening? Well, we'll go into probably ascending notoriety levels. Okay, verified leftist journalist impersonates others on Twitter and gets permanently suspended. Daniel Moritz Rabson. All right, it sounds like he's one of God's chosen people, but he ended up getting a big fucking boot, because that dude right there who writes for The Intercept, I think I seen, because I also follow Andy No, and I'm checking his tweets come up in the feed every once in a while. I seen one that looks a little bit iffy right now that's being reported on in a certain way, which we might reference in the future, but at least right now it's like, I don't really know if that goes one way or another, but No's incredibly good for cataloging a bunch of violence and degenerate shit that happens along the left coast. He's incredibly good at that stuff, and he gets really under the skin of Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all of the activist classes that are out there, because he should be one of them, right? Because he's a journalist, he's also a gay man, so why doesn't he just line up with the cause? Because he's got that goddamn itch for just independent thought, and they hate that. They fucking hate that. Just buy into the ideology, shut your fucking face, and just march with the cause, you cocksucking bigot. But no, he ain't about that, okay? Therefore, you had some verified individuals trying to impersonate and tarnish the credibility of somebody who has built up over a long period of time quite a bit of credibility with his base. So if you're going to do that shit, fuck around and find out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. A far-left freelance journalist who was impersonating post-millennial editor-at-large Andy No. I thought yeah, I knew he worked for Post Millennial here, but I didn't know he was the the EAL. Congratulations, that's great. Daniel Moritz Rabson has been suspended from the platform for doing so, okay? Because like you might be able to see with some of the screenshots right here, okay? Easily manipulated people are posting screenshots of the impersonated tweet. Another user goes further by doctoring the screenshot to add my username, a similar tactic used last year when the far left account made a fake homophobic tweet about my assault. And yeah, you can see his handle right next to oh fuck, might as well just pull it up, right? Well, it's being flumpy and it's not loading, okay? But you have the D. Moritz Rabson account, and then it's totally co-opted the look and appearance of Andy No's account, okay? Got his name and it's got his profile picture. You would be forgiven if you thought that, that was Andy No saying all that stuff as well, okay? Then, of course, yeah, you have somebody photoshopping out his handle in order to put in Andy No's official handle to make that shit look even fucking worse, okay? So if anybody missed it the first time around, they'd be able to see it in order to check it if it's like, did they actually say that? Or was I, you know, trolled on that one? And considering there's the verified check mark that's right there, that's impersonation. That's in the Twitter terms of service. You do that, you get your account deleted, okay? Because that's the fucking shit that happens, okay? And like it shows right here, Daniel Moritz Rabson, the leftist Twitter verified journalist who impersonated me, has been permanently suspended. Round of applause. Play stupid games, win stupid fucking prizes. And another motherfucker. Well, I could just make jokes about this, but no, raise your fist, my boy right here. He's totally beat us to this. H3H3. Trying to impersonate Elon Musk. Now, I've seen him, and that's where all of the intelligentsia from the left ended up trying to come to the defense of, oh my god, our hero H3H3. Oh my god, that fat-faced fucking mongoloid who ended up... I had a video, and I talked about him not that long ago. He ended up actually catching a ban, I think, after a whole bunch of pushback, but he initially, well, he was, you could interpret it as a joke, but again, if we're going to be applying rules equally across all platforms and across all political spectrums, he'd end up catching the fucking heat for saying this type of shit. So, okay, if you watched it on Rumble, it's over there. It was one of the very few, only 3 of the videos didn't make the leap over to YouTube, mostly because there's no place to put it because it's just completely timed out at that fucking point, okay? It would have been worthless to put up there. The rest of the stuff that's coming up at least has some sort of use. It might seem dated at the time, but then it just, you know, piggybacks on bigger concepts that we can be talking about. So that's my thought process behind releasing all of the videos after the the regular scheduled programming, as it were. But anyways, yeah, going back to H3H3 when he was trying to impersonate Elon Musk, like you can see here, okay, he changed his name, he's got the verified check mark and all that stuff, and he was using one of Elon Musk's old Twitter pictures, okay, to be on there. And it's like, oh well, I had the parody banner that was on there, and it's like, it said on my account that it was a parody account because I changed the header that was on there. It's like, bruh, in the terms of service, if you're going to be running a parody account, you cannot have the same name, okay? That's what you're doing right there. Now, if you take a look at what Count Dankula was doing about a week ago at this time, okay, when he was ratioing the president of the United States by impersonating Donald J. Trump. His name was there, okay. He didn't use you know, the classic scrunchy scowly face. It's a little bit zoomed in that Trump has on all of his social media platforms, okay? He was using a picture of Trump standing in front of an American flag, and that was all good and fine, okay? You know why that is? It's because Trump very famously does not have a Twitter account. You cannot impersonate somebody who is not on the platform. There it is, okay? Sure, Trump might have a shadow account, okay? He might have a burner account in order to view whatever the hell is going on there, but he doesn't have an official account. You cannot impersonate somebody who is not there. Therefore, okay, if somebody wanted to go out there and make a parody account of Benito Mussolini or some shit like that, okay? Because it's always hacked to say, whoa, if Hitler had a Twitter account, you know, it's like, whatever, okay? But if, yeah, Mussolini was going to be on there and somebody wanted to impersonate him, okay, you got your verified check mark, you paid your $8 fucking fee, You ended up catching that shit, and you decided that you wanted to tweet out, congratulations to Giorgia Meloni for becoming the first female leader of Italy. I totally and completely endorse what she is doing. Now just make sure that those trains run on time. Yell, goofy looking bitch. Hashtag Viva Italia. That would be funny as fuck. Somebody should do that. But nobody would be under the aspersion that fucking Mussolini is on Twitter. Okay? That's the difference here. Like I said before, the rules haven't changed, okay? People being banned for parody accounts, okay, and not disclosing that they're parody has been going on for a long time, because this is like a big official platform. It likes to at least represent itself like it, because it's got all the political candidates. It's got special markers for different candidates running in different districts, okay, in different elections all around the world, where it spews its lies. Thanks for admitting that one, Joe. So yeah, there's got to be a modicum of credibility across it, but H3H3, man, he fucked around and he found out. Oh well, sucks to suck. Now he can throw just a celebratory podcast about how he's been canceled, like he did with so many other people out there. Like, just fuck off, okay? Nobody's gonna come to your defense, okay? You continue to spew defamatory claims about Andrew Tate. Oh, that was after you threw the celebration, multiple celebration live streams about how Andrew Tate was first, kicked off of, what was it, Meta, Facebook and Instagram, and what was the other one at the same time? Was it TikTok at the same time? He was thrown off of those, and then on Monday he did another one after he was completely yeeted off of all of the platforms that were out there. And then, oh yeah, you ended up catching the C&D letter that came over, and it's like, well, where's the free speech then? It's like, bitch, you have continued to just revel in the fact that cancel culture is just on your side. But then once you actually break the fucking rules, okay, it would be like if I was to just put a video of an ISIS beheading on my channel, I would be asking to get terminated. It's not something that I would ever do. But if I did that, that would be a blatant violation of the fucking rules. And somebody who likes to lick the boots of big corporations probably should have known a little bit better, okay? If he was to do this on YouTube, oh, he might have been able to slide on that one because he's got the personal phone number of Susan, okay, right there on fucking speed dial. It's Wendy's, Burger King, okay, Chipotle, Hassan, and then it's Susan right there, okay? Number 5, just hold it down for a second. You know you probably can. Or you'd probably have to get your wife to do that because your fat fingers would just mush the pad if you were to just select one singular one. Anywho, like Razorfist has it right here, comedy isn't dead. Like H3 is saying here, comedy is dead on Twitter and Elon Musk killed it. A nice callback, okay, and that would be fine, okay, if you were referencing this Elon Musk, what was that, the day of him taking over at Twitter, he said that comedy is now legal on YouTube, or not YouTube, sorry, on Twitter, and then, oh yeah, H3, comedy is dead on Twitter and Elon Musk killed it. Nah, bro, they're a private company, they can do whatever they want. Oh, didn't you read the terms of service? Don't violate those. Oh no. But anyways, like Razorfist is saying, comedy isn't dead. I'm quote tweeting a joke as we speak. And our boy wasn't done here yet. Okay, H3H3. H3H3. Oh, well, we'll just call him by his real name. Ethan Decline. Sorry, L3 has spent the past 5 years celebrating every unjustified Twitter suspension. True. Up to and including the President of the United States. Yeah, Trump. I'm sure he probably threw another celebratory live stream for that one, but even still. But now wants us to break out the sad fiddles for his. Yeah, it's like, fuck you. You played stupid games. You won stupid prizes. Now, congratulations. You can just go grift off the back of that. Sucks to suck, I guess. I'd tell Ethan Klein to chin up, but I need to have one first. Very cute. Very wonderful. Couldn't say it any better myself. But then the big one. Oh, the big one. And this dumb bitch did the exact same shit that H3H3 did. I'm not too sure what the timeline was on this one because I heard these stories, you know, one after another. But Kathy Griffin, trying to stay relevant or some shit like that, was impersonating Elon Musk, okay? Again, using one of his previous Twitter avatar pictures, changing her name. She's got a verified account. So, hey man, you're impersonating. Guess what? You get snatched up, okay? And then that breaks out all of the all of those fucking big brain critics that are out there. Imagine buying Twitter for $44 billion and then censoring all of your critics. It's like parodies elite. It's like, what are you doing, okay? It's the exact same thought process of, imagine buying all of those guns only to just kill somebody. It's like they broke into your house and you had to defend yourself and your family. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just, you're being intellectually dishonest, okay? It's almost like you're trying to hate for the sake of somebody not adhering to your worldview. Just get it through your fucking head. But anyways, to just clear up this situation, Kathy Griffin has challenged Elon Musk to a game of Twitter whack-a-mole as she booted on the platform for impersonating the billionaire tech mogul, which is a blatant violation of the fucking policy, okay? It isn't like one of these fringe issues where YouTube will just snatch you up for some stupid thing like, hey, you're reviewing campaign material. That's violence. It's not. Oh, somebody was throwing sauce around. That's violence. It's not. Oh, somebody pulled a hatchet out of a backpack. That's okay. You get it at this point in time. Okay, this is something that's right there on Front Street. Like, it's really difficult to misinterpret that. Don't run a parody account. Okay, don't try to purposefully misinterpret and don't mislead people that are out there. Okay, because if you do, that's a bannable offense. And like he said before, if you're paying close attention to Elon, you just want to try to own the libs, or I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I guess that would be a parody on top of that. Okay, you're just trying to, cause some stuff and take back your echo chamber because the African-American isn't running Twitter the way that you'd like it to. You should fucking know better. The comedian ducked Twitter suspension on Sunday by using the account of her late mother. Could you imagine, like, isn't that like the biggest fucking cell phone on that one? Okay, you're so addicted to Twitter. Okay, you leave such a feckless life that you need to log into your dead mother's account in order to own somebody who's never going to give you the fucking time of day. I don't know, man. Could you I couldn't imagine being that fucking lonely. Anyways, to continue to troll Musk, Twitter has recently suspended the accounts of several celebrities, including Griffin. Oh, Sarah Silverman. Sucks to suck. That old picture of her dressing up in blackface, or as Hitler, or pointing to swastikas on the ground. Maybe those resurfaced. Don't know, don't care. And Rich Summer. You said celebrities. Who? Okay, who changed their display names to his. Okay, cool. And she's doing it again. This one, like, I don't know if it's been fucking knocked down yet, but now she's just going directly for Elon Musk's complete look out there. But she's not verified. Don't know if that plays into it or anything like that. Okay. But this is just sad. Well, on top of her using her dead mother's account in order to continue to stay relevant, but brother just fucking already knocked her into orbit to begin with, okay? So you got Benny Johnson out here tweeting Kathy Griffin's account, like you can see right here, okay? The clear impersonation attempt taking place right here. 2 million followers, even though Elon has, I think he's probably crested 120 million at this point. He's very popular. And again, he's the CEO after all. But Kathy Griffin has been permanently suspended from Twitter for impersonating Elon Musk. It's not like he's down there at fucking headquarters and just unplugging different cables to whatever servers are holding whatever fucking accounts. These are the rules. You violated the rules. Fuck around and find out. Okay, yes, for impersonating Elon Musk. And then Elon Musk in the replies, because he's funny as a motherfucker. Actually, she was suspended for impersonating a comedian. Fucking dead, bro. Absolutely fucking dead. Oh my god. How do you come back from that? Well, you have to raise the dead in order to come back from that. But that's just a bridge too far for Whoopi Goldberg, who says that she's going to be leaving Twitter, okay? Some speech is not okay free speech. Let me connect the... I don't think you know what all those terms mean, but then again, you're asking Whoopi Goldberg to make a salient point. And where did she make that point? Well, it was on The View, so... you can be forgiven for thinking that, you know what, hey... you might be trying to be intellectually honest, but you put all of that stuff on top of it. It's not going to happen. Whoopi Goldberg has announced that she will be leaving Twitter. Oh, no, I'm sure you will for a couple of days. I don't know how active she was on Twitter, but I can see how active she is. So if it's anything like everything else that she does, normally the way that you do one thing is how you do everything else. So... yeah, I'm sure that she'll be done. Describing Elon Musk's week-long tenure as a mess. Oh my god, imagine being that boring that you keep such a close eye on all this stuff. Like I said, this is what I do. I look at the news daily, multiple times every fucking day, and outside of just really not doing much and posting some dank memes every once in a while. I wouldn't call it a mess. I wouldn't call it a success either. But hey, man, if you're ideologically driven, I can understand. Her initial tweet was simple, saying to everyone, thanks for everything until we meet again, love, whoop. But then it had to be retweeted out on the Views account, which is kind of funny. Okay, anyways, she elaborated more during the broadcast of The View, listing off some of the changes that Musk has made since taking over Twitter, such as the $8 blue check fee. Funny as fuck. Oh my god. All of these people that were just saying, oh my god, you're just broke and poor if you can't afford inflation, are now bitching and whining about paying $8 for a fucking service on a social media platform. You love to see it when elitism goes out for sale and they just can't lord that over anybody else. The fucking heads are exploding. Mass layoffs. Okay, like that has anything to do with you. And again, what were these intellectual titans' takes on closing down coal mines or anything like that? Didn't it sound an awful lot like Learn to Code or something? Anyways, and the recent banning of Kathy Griffin, yes, somebody else who's on equal footing when it comes to comedy, for breaking the site's impersonation rules. Yeah, there's rules and there's changes, and I don't like that, and that's scary. Okay, and then she went on to add, I'm getting off today. No, I doubt it. Because I just feel, merch, like it's so messy, and I'm tired of having certain kinds of attitudes. Blocked now, getting back on. So I'm gonna get out, and if it settles down enough and I feel comfortable, maybe I'll come back. She come back already, because that would be funny. Twitter's oh no, she's deactivated her account. How sad. You have 30 days in order to come back. She'll be back. But as of tonight, I'm done with Twitter, and nobody fucking misses you. But again, I asked this question from the outset, okay? Why is Elon getting all this smoke, okay? Because he's telling people to vote GOP, okay? The Uniparty is out in full fucking force. It's so goddamn on. It's obvious at this point, okay? He already made, okay, his statement earlier this year when he said for the first time ever, come on now, he's going to be voting for Republicans during this election cycle. Now, depending on where his residency is, if he lives in Texas, but we do know his living conditions are interesting, to say the least. So, ultimately, probably wherever he casts his vote, if it's going to be in California or if it's going to be in Texas, certain parts of Texas, it's not really going to matter all that much, but in California especially, if he's going to be voting Republican, it really doesn't much matter. But he is one of theirs. At least they think that he's one of theirs. He's a billionaire. He's rich. Okay, he's been at all their parties. But you wanted to step out of that mold? It's the exact same shit that Trump went through at the same time. Okay, remember, there's rap songs about Trump from all of the people that were criticizing him, calling him a Nazi, and all of the worst things that you can possibly call an individual. He decided to step out of the Democratic plantation, okay? And then they just did, just like crabs in a bucket, try to pull him all the way back down. Elon Musk is going through this at the exact same time, okay? Well, he can never run for president, okay? He's on a similar trajectory of Trump right now. We're now seeing it in real time. Elon Musk recommends votes for Republican Congress in midterms. Yep, but I also didn't like what he was saying, and I forget the exact verbiage that he was using, but he said that the GOP needs to tone down their rhetoric. I wonder what his opinions on that are right now, because that's a lot of the shit that's out there, okay? Whenever somebody crosses the aisle, I'm leaving the left because they're too radical, and then they want to come in and make wholesale changes to the party that they just joined a minute ago. It's like, just cool your fucking shit, okay? Some of us are lifers over here, and we will go ahead and fucking take criticism from valid opinions. You're really cool and all that shit, but you gotta fucking earn your stripes, so just shut your fucking face right now. Just cast your vote, and maybe, eventually, after a long enough period of time, we'll start to take your criticism. But until then, just fuck off, okay? Billionaire Elon Musk urged undecided voters to back Republican candidates ahead of critical midterm elections on Tuesday that will determine control of Congress. And yeah, and if there's anything that we can go on when it comes to the midterm results, yeah, it's going to be a goat fuck for the rest of the week. But we'll have to wait to see on that one. We'll take a look at those polls tomorrow, obviously. To independent-minded voters, shared power curbs the worst excesses of both parties. Therefore, I recommend voting for a Republican Congress, given that the presidency is Democratic. it seems logical, and taken in a vacuum, that's a perfectly reasonable response. But of course, he made it on Twitter, and he's endorsing the party of hatred and division and insurrection and whatever other buzzwords I can throw over top of that, okay? But you can't have a nuanced take out there, okay? It's the other old saying that's out there, okay? If somebody just logs onto social media and says, I like oranges, and then your reply directly underneath of that is like, well, what about tangerines, you fucking bigot? And does that mean you hate bananas as well? This is the type of shit that goes on. Hardcore Democrats or Republicans never vote for the other side. So independent voters are the ones who actually decide who's in charge. Yeah, no, that's the thing, okay? I forget the exact breakdowns, but more or less it's what? 40% of the nation is Democrat, 38% is Republican, and then the squishy middle really decides wherever everything goes. So then be the fucking breaks. He's just reciting reality, and that's just too much for some people that are out there who make sure to change their flags in their bios and then update their pronouns as they see fit. So, oh boy, here we go. A self-described centrist, Musk has growing increasingly outspoken about his political views ahead of this year's elections. The billionaire has drawn intense criticism from Democrats such as AOC as he overhauls Twitter's business and content moderation practices. Eventually, but not yet. In August, Musk was invited to speak in an exclusive GOP uniparty event, okay, for a donors retreat, and urged lawmakers to adopt a more compassionate stance to attract more voters. Fuck you. We will catalog your critiques and we'll review them at a later date, okay? But if you're going to be talking to the squishy middle in the Republican Party, your Mitch McConnells, your Mitt Romneys, your Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski types, they're more sympathetic to that because they still think that this is 2006, okay? That this is the Republican Party where you can lose with dignity, my friends. Fuck off. Isn't the fucking game that's currently in town, okay? You gotta fight fire with these little fucks because there's no low they won't steep to. That's just what it is, okay? And I've elaborated on that multiple times over in this video as long enough as it is, so I'll spare everyone for a second. In August, Musk was invited, yes, to speak. During the event, Musk reportedly said the country would improve if Republicans stayed out of people's bedrooms and Democrats stayed out of people's wallets. I half agree with that. Mostly because this haram activity mostly gets weaponized by the left because you remember, love wins, guys. And now where are we at? Prepubescent girls getting their tits chopped off and drag shows happening in churches. You just stay out of the bedroom. Musk also declared in June that he was in favor of anything that would result in more centrist candidates being elected. Never gonna fucking happen. Centrists are pussy bitches. Despite his centrist views, Musk has increasingly shifted towards Republican candidates following frequent clashes with Democratic lawmakers. That's always the way this shit goes, guys, because I'll end on this one because we don't need to retread old ground at this fucking point in time. Everybody knows this stuff. He's becoming more and more conservative minded. That's what fucking happens, okay? If you, I think, what was that? Is this a Reagan quote? I might be falsely attributing it to, yes, Ronald Reagan. Well, if you aren't a liberal when you're growing up, okay, when you're young, then you don't have a heart. And if you aren't a conservative when you grow older, that means you don't have a brain. That's just the natural path of life. Because eventually, you hit a point in time where you start to grow up or something like that. You start to mature, whatever the fuck that means for whoever is out there. And Elon Musk, now that he's on the other side of 40, he's starting to end up getting caught up in all that stuff. He was talking about trying to repopulate the earth in some form or fashion. That's kind of a traditional value now, even though he goes about it in an untraditional, or maybe if we just roll back the books far enough, in the most literal definition of traditional sense of trying to repopulate the earth one concubine at a time. But he's moving out of his more default Democrat stance or something like that. I'm not entirely sure about his entire political journey. Nobody really is. But everybody wants to project everything onto him right now. I'm not going to be that type of guy. And realistically, he's going to be out of the news very, very shortly. Midterms are tomorrow, and then all of the fallout after that. And then there's the orange man who's going to be peeking his head over the horizon. It's going to be a fun 2 years. And I thank everybody for joining me along this crazy-ass journey if we're going to keep it a buck. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.